The Laws of Human Nature, Robert Greene delves into the deepest layers of human behavior, exploring the complex forces that drive our actions, relationships, and decisions. Greene's work provides a roadmap to understanding people on a fundamental level, helping you navigate the social dynamics of everyday life, from the workplace to personal relationships. By examining human nature through a historical lens and providing real-world examples, Greene gives readers the tools to master the psychology behind human actions and interactions. So let's dive into some of the key concepts and learn how understanding these laws can make you more aware, strategic, and powerful in all areas of life. The Laws of Human Nature. Law 1. The Law of Irrationality. The first law is all about recognizing and understanding our irrational nature. As human beings, we often make decisions based on emotions, biases, and unconscious impulses rather than pure reason. Greene explains that we are all subject to these irrational forces, which can be triggered by stress, insecurity, or our need to feel validated. Understanding this law means recognizing when emotions are clouding your judgment, both in yourself and in others. For example, imagine you're in a heated argument with someone. Instead of reacting impulsively, taking a step back to analyze the emotional triggers at play can give you clarity on how to respond strategically. This awareness leads us naturally to the law of narcissism. Law 2. The law of narcissism. Human beings are naturally self-centered. Everyone is driven by their own needs, desires, and fears, which is what creates the narcissistic tendencies we all possess. But not everyone's narcissism is obvious. It can be subtle, like the need for recognition, validation, or the desire for admiration. Greene argues that by understanding this, you can begin to read people's behavior and motivations more clearly. For instance, if someone is always looking for attention, it might not just be about vanity. It could be a deeper need for approval or control. The trick is to recognize this need in others and use it to your advantage. When you make others feel important, you can win them over. Building from this understanding, we move to the law of role-playing. Law 3. The law of role-playing. People wear different masks depending on the situation. Greene suggests that we all play roles to fit into society, whether consciously or unconsciously. In a professional setting, someone might adopt the role of the confident leader, while in their personal life, they may act as a supportive friend. But what we often fail to realize is that these roles can disguise people's true intentions. Being aware of the roles people play allows you to see past the mask and understand their deeper motivations. For instance, in the workplace, a colleague who seems overly agreeable might actually be hiding their true thoughts to avoid conflict, or someone who appears aloof may be secretly insecure. By seeing the masks people wear, you can navigate their behavior more strategically. This understanding brings us smoothly into the law of compulsive behavior. Law 4. The law of compulsive behavior. According to Greene, our behaviors are often shaped by deep-seated habits, and these compulsive behaviors can be difficult to change. Whether it's a colleague who constantly seeks attention, or a friend who always makes poor financial decisions, people tend to repeat the same patterns throughout their lives. Recognizing these compulsive behaviors is key to understanding others. You can anticipate their actions, and better yet, you can work around them. For example, if someone in your team has a compulsive need for validation, instead of ignoring them, you can use that to your advantage by offering genuine praise at the right moment, which could improve your relationship and collaboration. This insight naturally connects to the law of covetousness and repression. Law 5. The law of covetousness and repression. Greene explains that one of the most powerful emotions in human nature is desire, Often, what we want the most is what we can't have. This law is about understanding the things people desire, but are often too ashamed or embarrassed to admit. Whether it's material wealth, status, or emotional validation, human beings tend to covet what is out of reach. By recognizing these hidden desires, you can better understand why people behave the way they do. If someone is constantly vying for promotions or recognition, it might not just be about career ambition. It could be about a deeper need for validation. By identifying these underlying motivations, you can adjust your interactions to build stronger connections and alliances. This leads us to the law of short-sightedness. Law 6. The law of short-sightedness. People tend to focus on short-term gains rather than long-term consequences. Greene explains that our inability to think long-term can lead to poor decision-making, as we often prioritize instant gratification over future rewards. If you take a closer look at your own life or the decisions of others, you can see this law in action. Think of someone who spends money impulsively instead of saving for their future, or someone who pursues immediate fame without thinking about the long-term consequences of their actions. Understanding the law of short-sightedness gives you an edge by allowing you to avoid the same pitfalls and make more thoughtful, long-term decisions. Now that we have a solid grasp of human behavior, let's move on to the law of gender rigidity. Law 7. The law of gender rigidity. Greene argues that people often act in ways that are overly rigid due to societal expectations of gender. Men and women alike often feel compelled to behave in ways that fit traditional gender norms, even if those behaviors don't align with their true selves. For instance, men may feel the need to appear stoic and unemotional, while women may suppress their ambitions to conform to expectations of kindness and passivity. By recognizing these patterns, we can better understand how gender influences behavior. It also allows us to challenge those norms and embrace a more fluid, authentic way of interacting with the world, breaking free from limiting roles. This brings us to the law of aimlessness. Law 8. The law of aimlessness. Human beings often wander through life without a clear sense of purpose or direction. This law highlights how aimlessness can lead to frustration, indecision, and failure. Whether it's a lack of personal goals or career uncertainty, aimlessness keeps people from reaching their true potential. The key to overcoming this law is setting clear goals and developing a sense of purpose. When you know where you're headed, you can make better decisions and stay focused on achieving your vision. This clarity not only helps you succeed, but also influences how others perceive your confidence and drive. So, how can you apply these laws to your everyday life? Understand and accept human irrationality. Recognize that emotions often drive decisions. Keep this in mind in your relationships, both personal and professional, to avoid miscommunication or conflict. Be aware of your own narcissism and the narcissism of others. Learn to control your need for validation and understand how others' need for admiration influences their behavior. Recognize the roles people play. By observing the roles people adopt, you can better understand their hidden intentions and motivations. Identify compulsive behaviors. Understanding the patterns of behavior in others can give you an advantage in anticipating their next move. Understand people's hidden desires. Recognizing what people covet can help you communicate more effectively and build deeper relationships. Think long-term. Avoid short-sighted decisions and focus on strategies that lead to sustainable success and fulfillment. Challenge rigid gender norms. Embrace a flexible approach to behavior and break free from societal expectations to unlock your true potential. And that's a wrap on The Laws of Human Nature by Robert Greene. This book gives you a deep, psychological understanding of human behavior. allowing you to navigate the complex world of social dynamics with finesse. Whether you're trying to gain influence, protect yourself from manipulation, or simply understand the people around you, these laws offer practical tools for mastering human nature. If this summary has sparked your curiosity, don't stop here. Grab a copy of the book to dive deeper into these profound insights. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me bring more book summaries like this your way. Stay tuned for the next one, and let's keep learning and growing together.